a 4-1 winner against Robin Byrne. A 90 average for Ashton.
25.
And she's likely to face Fallon Sherrick, who leads Anka Zylstra 3-1 in one of the other ongoing quarter-final clashes.
Bullseye.
Anastasia Dobromoslova 2-2 with Natalie Gilbert, but here on PDC TV is a repeat of the WDF World Championship final as Beau Greaves takes on Kirsty Huthinson.
Yes, indeed. And if you are watching here and wondering what's happening at the European Championship, Dirk van Dijvenbode has beaten Danny Noppert in the first match of the day. 10-3, a really convincing victory in that all-Dutch battle, averaging over 104 in that match as well. So a great start for him. 6 180s from him in that match. But all focus now on Kirsty Huthinson against Beau Greaves and that battle for the second qualification spot for the World Championships at Ali Pali in December. Of course, it is between the woman on your screen at the moment, Beau Greaves, and Fallon Sherrick to join Lisa Ashton, who has, of course, already secured her spot. She sat comfortably at the top of the order of merit and, as Murph said, already through to the semi-finals of this third event of the weekend.
Yeah, so as things stand, Beau Greaves currently at this quarter-final stage has £6,250 of ranking money on her cycle. Fallon Sherrick has £6,500, £250 in it with the remainder of this event and one more event to go. Beau Greaves has won every penny possible so far. The run has continued. It was up to 38 matches yesterday, and she's rocked up this morning, arguably played the best stuff she's played all weekend, and added another 4 wins, so she's now up to 42 unbeaten Women's Series outings.
Yeah, quite a lengthy wait for her as well, hasn't it, between her last 16 match and her quarter-final encounter. I always find it quite interesting to see how different players manage that time. Beau having a laugh and a joke at her table, and further proof that what she says about enjoying her darts, she really does mean it. Can she take out this 104? Double 4 to complete the 104 check out. A superb start from Beau Greaves. And she continues. She set down a marker yesterday. She set down a marker in Hildesheim. And she continues to prove why she is the one everyone is talking about at the moment.
Yeah, but I genuinely do believe that today so far is the best stuff that we've seen from her game by game. She's got an average for the day of 94.37 going into this match. She's hit 8 180s in her 4 matches so far.
81.
A first 9 average of 106.74. That is 10 points better than the next nearest rival in that department, which is Lisa Ashton.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing on that point as well, you mentioned it yesterday, that Beau Greaves really seems to up her level when she's playing against players of a similar ilk to her. But today, she's produced that consistent level, even against the players who, with no disrespect to them, she'd be expecting to beat convincingly. She's still put in those 90-plus averages against those players as well today.
Yeah, maybe it's the focus of knowing what is at the end of the rainbow, if you like, for Beau Greaves. But Kirsty Huthinson is a real tenacious character. We saw that at the Lakeside, those who watched that tournament. She upset the odds to reach the final, and a lot of that was down to her darting defiance, and she's showcasing some of that here.
34 scored, yeah. Correct. 54.
Yeah, good to see her having a decent run here again at the Women's Series. At times when we saw her, of course, in Barnsley.
100.
She's certainly a player who'll let you know how she's feeling up there, I think it's fair to say. Well, she requires tops to make herself feel a lot better in this match. Pins double 10 to level proceedings early on in this one. Yeah, she is certainly someone who lets you know how she's feeling after a bad visit or missing a few darts at double, isn't she?
Yeah, unworst enemy, I think, is the easiest way of putting it, a common one for individual sports people as well. She's had
66.
a couple of close matches, came through 4-3 in the last one, but Beau Greaves hasn't really been troubled too much today. It was 4-2 against Yvonne Taylor, wasn't it, earlier on? But even though there was a chance for Yvonne Taylor to lead that match, it was a 1-5-6 she missed. Greaves still averaged 13 points and change more than she did. 26. It would have been a real outlier to win a match with that kind of disparity in the averages, even in this short format. And every single match has seen her average more than 90.
60.
Yeah, just to bring you up to date, Natalie Gilbert 3-2 up on Anastasia Dobromoslova in that quarter-final match
42.
As things stand. Fallon Sherrick has won her quarter-final, so she joins Lisa Ashton in the semi-final. Those two will, of 59. Course, do battle in that semi. And the winner of this one takes on the winner of Natalie Gilbert and Anastasia Dobromoslova. At the moment, as I said, looking likely that it could be Natalie Gilbert.
Yeah, this is when it comes to the crunch, isn't it? Because Fallon Sherrick now knows 60. That she has to get past Lisa Ashton and probably beat Beau Greaves in the final. If Greaves wins this tournament, whether it's Fallon she beats or not, she goes ahead
42.
Going into the final tournament on the women's series in that race. Another in there. 777.
108.
Did not have to go that route with Huthinson on 230, but I think it's an indication that Beau Greaves is just in her own world doing her own thing.
55.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you when you're playing as well as Beau is at the moment? It's a tricky double. Even more tricky now.
No score.
Well, you gave us the question why you wouldn't, but that's the answer to why you shouldn't.
Yeah.
$99.
I do wonder if she now thinks about splitting it. No, she's attacking it. 3 for double 2. She does get there in the end, Beau Greaves, but maybe in amongst that victorious leg, a darting lesson may have been learned.
45.
Yeah, this now the last quarter-final to be completed. It is Natalie Gilbert who awaits the winner of this one, a 4-2 winner over Anastasia Dobromoslova in that one. And just, I know this is looking way ahead, but if it were to be a Beau Greaves Fallon Sherrick final, it would be really, really intriguing, wouldn't it, to see the dynamic on the streaming board for that one. We've not seen them, of course, in Hildesheim. Fallon Sherrick wasn't there. She was taking part in the World Series.
180.
But another 180 there from Beau Greaves.
Yeah, it's brilliant because she had to re-grip the first start then as well, Beau Greaves. So, you know, when you've had 55. A little bout of an issue, a technical issue, that can bother you, but she re-gripped and threw a 180. Those days do seem to be behind her now.
57.
Good thinking there to ensure a finish is left.
We've already seen some big finishes from Beau this weekend. This would eclipse them. It's not going to go. She will return though, Kirsty Huthinson, not on a finish after 12.
Very almost was. It was close to a 180 that previous visit.
43.
68 for 3-1. This would be a breaker throw and really tighten the Greaves grip on the game.
No score.
She's bust the score. She is human after all.
And Kirsty Huthinson, what a way to punish that would have been.
98.
Still means it might only be one dart double here for Beau Greaves. Forget that. She gets 2. Good guide as well. But it hasn't gone, and it's a chance for Huthinson to level up this match.
Just thought she was going to use that first dart, but she finally pins it with her third in hand, and it is all level in this one.
And this is the thing about playing a player like Kirsty Huthinson. When you make mistakes, she is the kind of player that can punish. We saw earlier today a very young player So when I use this example, it is something that will come for Aurora Focasato, but we saw her let in
45.
In the opening leg by Fallon Sherrick, not take the opportunity, then kind of crumble a little bit as the game went on, whereas Kirsty is the opposite. She knows that she's not as good as the likes of Greaves, Sherrick, Ashton, even the next tier of players, and she admitted that openly at the Lakeside, but she said, give me 3 darts at a double and I'll take it, and we saw an example of that there.
60.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because they're not doing themselves down by saying that, just acknowledging the superiority of the likes of Beau Greaves, which I think anyone in the world could do right now.
Trying to think of a quick example. I'm just pulling any team out of thin air, but say when Fulham meet Man City, they know they've got to take the chances, and that's what Kirsty Huthinson knows.
60.
And maybe it just aids the focus in those moments against the big players. It's why she's more likely than most to get scalps. Just thinking about this now. Should be the bull.
71.
Yeah, beautiful there from Kirsty Huthinson. Fantastic thinking. Beau Greaves. Oh, what a setup shot that is from Beau Greaves. I'm back to thinking she's not human again.
Well, it's 168. It won't go down as a 170 plus score, but it is
45.
An absolutely perfect visit from Beau Greaves. Arguably better than a 180. And in that point, in this match, it is absolutely sensational. Only 1 dart required at the double as well, and Greaves leads 3-2.
Yeah, and again,
100.
You know, when she has been tested, we mentioned that she's not had too many close encounters today, but when there is someone breathing down her neck, the way she responds just doesn't fluster.
Yeah, she said in the post-tournament interview yesterday that she just enjoys playing darts. It does seem to be an air of focus about her today. Taking great care with every dart. We've seen her a couple of times re-gripping the first one.
97.
And it is incredibly difficult, isn't it? Even though she says she doesn't focus on that pressure on her. But you can't escape it fully. She did say this morning, you know, that of course she sees it on social media. Of course she's aware of it. It's just trying to block that out, which
100.
She believes she needs to do.
Well, this would be a way to win. And that looks like a very good guide. If she finds this treble 19, well, Huthinson would have been in trouble, but she's going to have to produce a blockbuster of her own, or it will be the usual script in games featuring Beau Greaves at the Women's Series.
60.
68 remaining. We'll stay away from the treble this time.
And Beau Greaves pins the winning double, a 4-2 victory for her in that one. A high checkout of 104 in the opening leg. She did bust a score of 68. There was a 16 dart leg in there from her as well. And she is through to the semi-finals. We'll be bringing you Fallon Sherrick against Lisa Ashton in that semi-final very shortly. So make sure you stay tuned for this race for World Championship qualification.